Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Good evening. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. This is your host, D Squared, with
Brian Held.
Brian Held, how the hell are you, buddy?
I am fantastic, sir, and it's our summer reading special this week.
Boo!
What do you mean, boo?
I don't want to read. Reading's for smart folks. I don't do none of that there stuff, man.
You could be smart, too. But let's lay out the show before I get too far ahead of myself. So, we got some books I'm going to cover real quick. And, of course, top nerd news.
Right.
Lots of stuff to cover. And then we have not one, but two author interviews for some of these books I'm going to be talking about.
I swear, you got a friggin' library in the studio over there. You got 5 books over there?
Yeah, because I got to lay it so I can see what I'm dealing with here.
I got 1. I have 1. You have 5.
Yes, because I read fast.
Man, all right, what else?
So, 2 author interviews, and then, of course, we'll close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History.
That's my favorite part, Brian.
Yeah.
It is. All right, you ready to do top nerd news?
Yes, sir.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, Brian, what's topping us off tonight?
All right, so let me start talking about these books real fast. We got inundated with some books from Random House and Penguin and Del Rey. They sent us a bunch of stuff, and 2 of the authors we're going to be interviewing in a bit. That's Callie Bates. She wrote The Waking Land, and Daryl Gregory, who wrote Spoonbenders. So we're going to hear that in the second and third segments. But I also wanted to mention that Jason M. Huff, we interviewed him for Zero World all the way back in January of 2016.
Sweet Jesus.
And he's got 2 books they dropped on us. One is already out. That's called Injection Burn. That came out May 30th. And then Escape Velocity is due on June 27th. So he's rapid firing this stuff. Also, Catherine Arden, we interviewed her a while ago, The Bear and the Nightingale.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's due out in paperback, so we got that here, and that's, so a bunch.
So are we going to have a book sale sometime soon?
No, we're going to give this away at some point.
I had no idea.
Well, we gave them away at CoastCon, so...
Well, that is true.
That's why it's important to come see us, guys.
Yes, exactly. All right, so now next, let's talk a little bit about Star Wars, man.
Dude,
they're having a shakeup.
They
already.
are.
I mean, they haven't even started shooting, and they're already having creative differences?
They have been shooting for a while. That's the thing, is that, they've been shooting since February, but Kathleen Kennedy is just not happy with the direction that the Han Solo solo film has been going.
Well, when you hire people who have done 21 Jump Street and the Lego movie, it's going to be, a little childish.
Well,
I mean, just pointing it out there, I mean, why would they go for that and then be all of a sudden like, no, you can't shave Chewie halfway through Act 1. Can't do it, sorry.
They want people who are going to stick to the script.
Well,
right?
I mean, I understand that they wanted to have a little bit of levity, some tongue-in-cheek, but I guess they probably didn't want this over-the-top 21 Jump Street, slapstick comedy. You know?
And that's the thing is I think there was a lot more improv that they wanted, and so they had to reach out and help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan?
Yeah, they're getting Ron Howard to finish it up.
Oh, God. I don't even know. I don't like you right now.
Oh, come
God,
on now.
that's horrible.
Isn't it?
Obi-Wan. Jesus, I don't like you, man.
Well, but, I mean, Ron Howard's a fantastic director.
Well, he is. And you know what? I liked what he did with Willow.
Yeah.
So, of course, I mean, Ron Howard's got a lot of great, movies under his belt. I mean, I guess,
George Lucas actually asked him to direct the Phantom Menace.
Really?
And he turned it down wisely.
Yes, very wisely. He was like, what's a Jar Jar? Never mind, I'm out. Well, I mean, this is supposed to come out in what, 2019?
Yeah, it's a couple of years, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but this is really kind of a bit of a shakeup considering that they really thought these guys were a hot commodity at the time. But I mean,
Well-
if you look at their body of work, why would you pick them in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I don't want a Baywatch Han Solo movie.
well, and there's still 3.5 weeks of filming left, plus 5 weeks of pre-scheduled reshoots. So I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be able to do with what's already been filmed.
Scrap it and start over. Scrap it all. Start over, man. All right, speaking of directors, though, John Carpenter, we're going to get a sequel to Big Trouble in Little China. Not The Rock reboot, but it's only going to be in comic book form.
Yeah.
But look, man, I mean, it sounds pretty cool. What's his name? The god of the East that, who cursed not Liu Kang.
Ching Dai.
Ching Dai of the East. Yeah, so he's, basically, old man Jack Burton. You leave Jack Burton alone. He was in Florida. He was retired. He just plays a bocce ball now. Hit the big ball, hit the little ball, bocce ball. He was doing that, and now all of a sudden, I guess thunder and lightning, and are they back? Do we know?
I don't know. We don't know
We
yet.
just know the old Jack Burton is getting back in the Pork Chop Express.
Yep. First issue premieres this September.
You know what?
What?
My check is in the mail. My check is in the mail. I'm buying it. I don't care.
I didn't write this in the notes. I have to tell you, the quest to save Nerdlandia is in effect.
What did you do?
What
did you do?
Issue 1 of Sword Quest, the comic book, dropped this week. I picked it up at the comic shop this week.
Yes, but that's not really the quest to save Nerdlandia. I need closure. This is just them saying, "Oh, well, we made these comic books back then. This is
No, it's a new story.
Yeah, but it's all meta though. It's all like real. I want to know what happened in Nerdlandia.
All right.
It's a simple thing, man.
All right.
Simple question.
What's
I need
next?
answers. I don't know. You tell me. This is already off the damn rails here.
It is. Let's see. We have
Sherlock. Jinx. All right, so they're gonna the people that did Sherlock, they're now gonna do Dracula. That's Moffat and them. Who's the other guy?
Mark Gatiss.
Yeah, so Moffat has done, Doctor Who, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Now, they were also involved with the Dracula series on NBC a while ago.
Were they?
It was only one season. It was on NBC. They were not, it wasn't received very well. It wasn't, very, it didn't do well, so it was only one season.
The producers of Downton Abbey did the one season.
Right,
gig,
right.
yeah.
And so, I mean, look, Sherlock was really good, so I mean, if they do it in a similar fashion like that, I mean,
I don't know. There were a lot of folks that weren't happy with that final season of Sherlock that came home. They just think they went a little too far, just kind of, bringing the sister in and just kind of, I don't know, it was kind of weird. I mean, but the early stuff was fantastic. I mean, it was really well done. I think they'll do a good job with Dracula, but we'll have to wait and see.
Right, as always. All right, and how is my girl Wonder Woman doing?
Oh, my God. Wonder Woman is doing epically. She is beating out everybody.
Everyone?
Yeah. What?
Everyone?
Yes.
I thought Transformers beat her this week.
No.
Are you sure?
No.
I think they beat her this week.
Let's see.
They didn't do well. I mean,
Transformers made $69.1 million.
Yeah, and they were projected to make 70. So I mean, that's actually sort of on the mark, but it's actually the worst received of the Transformer flicks.
Yeah, Wonder Woman crossed the 300 million mark this week. They're up to 318 million.
The more and more I think about the whole Wonder Woman flick, though, I don't know. It wasn't that great a movie.
What?
I'm serious though. I'm not joking around. I'm being deadly serious. It's just that the more I've been thinking about it and went and saw it again, it was really not that great a movie. But when you stack it up to Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman looks like head and shoulders above those. It depends on what you're stacking it up against. When you stack the prequels up against the Star Wars prequels up to the original trilogy, it's like, yeah, that's a flaming pile of turds. And the same thing with Wonder Woman. It wasn't a great flick, but when you stack it up to Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, she looks pretty awesome.
Well, I had a little bit of issue with the third act, but overall, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed the heck out of it, but she has surpassed Batman vs. Superman.
It's not really hard to do.
Right. 311 million at the 24-day mark, and she should soon beat out Suicide Squad as well.
That ain't saying much either.
Yeah.
So when you stack it up, the Suicide Squad as well.
Oh, well.
I mean, it was... I don't want to get off track here, but I mean, good for her, good for DC. But I mean, just the more I thought about it, it's just really, we're holding that movie up against the rest of the DCEU, the extended universe. Of course it looks awesome because the rest they were throwing are a bunch of turds at the wall, hoping it would stick.
That's fair.
All right, what else before we hit the break and then we come back with another wonderful interview?
I know you wanted to mention Atari Box.
Yeah. What the hell is Atari Box?
I don't know. I thought you knew. I didn't even look it up.
No. If you go to AtariBox.com, they just show you some wood paneling straight out of the 70s, and they're going to have a brand new Atari Box. Atari is back in the console business.
Yeah, I did hear something about some hardware, but I mean...
Yeah, well, that's what it is. They're doing a hardware. They're making their own console. They're back in the hardware biz.
How do they expect to compete with Microsoft and Sony? And
I don't know. That's the thing. I guess because they're advertising in the new Blade Runner 2049. Big giant Atari logo in there.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll roll it out. Maybe I don't know. Will it come with an Android? What's it coming with? I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right, Brian. So who is our guest that we're going to interview next? You're going to interview because I'm tired. I'm going to go lay down.
Next, we're going to have Mr. Daryl Gregory, the author of Spoonbenders. And then after that, it'll be Miss Callie Bates, author of The Waking Land.
Is Spoonbenders anything like Firestarter?
Not quite, no.
Okay.
All right. Guys, stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
In your neighborhood, who you gonna call?
All loans subject to lender approval, must be in business 1 year and have $100,000 in annual revenue. If your goal is to take your small business to the next level, there's something you're going to need above all else. Money. Fortunately, we're talking with someone who's no stranger to helping small businesses. Barbara Corcoran from TV Shark Tank.
Listen, all companies need capital, and when it comes to capital, no one knows small business like OnDeck. OnDeck has delivered over $6 billion in loans, and having earned an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, it's no wonder why 9 out of 10 customers would recommend OnDeck to a friend. There's no obligation, and you could receive a loan decision in minutes and funding in as fast as one business day. Over 50,000 small businesses have already received the loans they needed, and so could you.
Speak with our U.S.-based loan specialist and find out how much you qualify for now by visiting us at OnDeckLending.com. That's OnDeckLending.com. OnDeckLending.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's time to try ZipRecruiter, where 80% of jobs get a qualified candidate in just one day. How? Using powerful technology, ZipRecruiter matches your job to the right candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, only ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/trial for your free trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
You're unique, so why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a custom mattress costs thousands, until now. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you, for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to HelixSleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to HelixSleep.com/radio and get $50 off your order. HelixSleep.com/radio.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktieTans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com/shop and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com/shop.
Hello, creeps. It's me, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to The Week in Geek.
The Week in Geek Radio Show on News Talk 99.5 WRNO, and I'm joined by Daryl Gregory, author of Spoonbenders. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Brian.
Absolutely. So this book, it's out June 27th, and it centers around the Telmakis family. Tell me about this clan of individuals here.
Yeah, it's a family with all with different psychic powers, but they've never made a dime off them, and they're not very powerful. It's like they were briefly famous in the 1970s until they were embarrassed on the Mike Douglas show in 1974 and had to stop touring. And the story picks up 20 years later when the youngest of the family, the grandson, Matty Telmakis, he's 14 years old, and he figures out through an embarrassing event that he may have a little of his dead grandmother's power to travel outside his body. And from there, it just gets weirder. So,
doesn't it? And I don't want to dig in. I don't want to create any spoilers. But I mean, there is a lot of twists and turns in here. There's a lot of threads that are happening.
Yeah, I wanted one of those kind of fun books where there's a lot of different things happening, a lot of plates spinning, and then all the plot lines start to converge and come together into one big weekend on Labor Day weekend. But there's ex-CIA people trying to recruit the family members to get back into the government PSI program, which, by the way, we actually, is a real thing. Project Stargate and MK Ultra, we financed Project Stargate for doing PSI warfare up until 1995, the year the novel's set. And there's mobsters in there. There's a heist. I just decided to put in everything I thought would be fun.
Now, the way the book is kind of broken up, it's broken up by months, starting in June, running through October, right?
Yeah, and there's the big climax happens on Labor Day because one of the kids, Buddy, he can remember the future as well as remember the past, and all his memories stop on Labor Day, and he knows something terrible is going to happen to his family, and he's doing everything in his power to save them for what happens on that big day. Nice.
Now, what I found interesting is right here on the first page, you have an epigraph from Uri Geller. It says, you'd think that whatever causes these things to happen doesn't want them to be proved. Now, of course, we know Uri's big trademark is spoon bending. That's the obvious. What is there a deeper meaning here?
Well, here's the thing. I don't believe in psychic powers, and I think Uri Geller was basically using stage tricks to fool people. But for this novel, I took his explanation for why he couldn't be tested scientifically and why his powers would fail. I took those as the rules for the world. So when he would often say, if if a magician or somebody was watching his hands too carefully, he would say, well, your negativity, your disbelief is interrupting my powers. You're interrupting things. So I said, okay, that's a rule. They can't work when someone's looking too closely. And they can't be tested. So Uri Geller, whenever he was tested too carefully, his powers would suddenly stop working. And so I thought, okay, and that's one reason why these people never got to use their powers to make any kind of money or do anything really significant, is because they fail when they're watched.
That's awesome. I mean, I like that rule that you applied on that. So I'm guessing that you're a big fan of James Randi.
Oh, James Randi is one of my heroes. And there's a character in the book, the Astounding Archibald, who's as close as I could get to James Randi. And in the acknowledgments of the book, I sort of apologize to the amazing Randi for giving aid and comfort to the enemy. So if there's people out there who believe, there are people with psychic powers out there, I want to apologize to James Randi, who spent his life sort of debunking charlatans and, being, our country's most important skeptic.
Oh, yeah. No, I love watching his stuff. He's great. So can we talk about, I noticed that this property, Spoonbenders, is being developed for TV by Paramount. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, I can a little bit. I mean, it's early days. I tell new writers not to get too excited when their thing gets optioned under development, because I've had several things that have gone into various stages of development and nothing's made it to the screen yet. So I tell people, don't get excited, but they're working on a script. Nicole Beatty's writing the script, and she's been a producer and a writer for Walking Dead and Deadwood and Sons of Anarchy, some really great shows. And the script just seems like it's going to be dynamite, what I've seen so far. And they're trying to, at some point, they'll then try to sell it to premium cable is their plan. So we'll see what happens.
No, I hope to see this come to the screen, because my host and I go on all the time about Hollywood and the reboots and stuff, and I'm like, there's so much new material. It's right here in my hands. I have this advanced reader's copy, and it's great. I would love to see this. So,
well, especially we're in like they say we're in the age of peak TV, the golden age of television, and doing really quality long form storytelling is pretty great. I think because this novel sort of ranges all over the place, and there's 5 different family members, Nicole, the screenwriter, was just so happy because she said it maps really cleanly into making a TV show, because you've got time to spend with the characters. And if we were doing a 2-hour movie, it'd be a lot more difficult to get the tone of the book and get all the fun stuff that's in it onto the screen, because you'd have to cut so much.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned TV. What do you think about this on Netflix?
Oh yeah, sure. If they would buy it, I'd be very happy. I'm a big customer.
Nice, awesome. You've been writing for a while. You first published in 1990. Your first novel was in 2008. But right now, you're trying to help some folks produce their own works. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I'm here at the Clarion. We're talking from the Clarion West Writing Workshop. And this is a workshop I went to back in 1988. And it's a sort of a book for science fiction and fantasy writers. These people come to this house. They live here for 6 weeks during the summer, and there's a different writer who comes in every week. And I'm just hoping not to damage them too much, or if I do damage them in the right way, in a way that'll be really useful for their careers.
Well, how can folks find out about that workshop? You said it's open to everybody, right?
It's open to everybody. It's just Google Clarion and Clarion West. There's 2 different workshops. Clarion West is in Seattle in the summer, and Clarion's in San Diego. And just Google it online, and they've got a great website that'll tell you how to apply if you're a new writer.
Great. So the novel is Spoonbenders. I'm talking with Mr. Daryl Gregory. That's out on June 27th. I'm assuming booksellers everywhere, Amazon, all the normal places.
Yep, we'll be everywhere. Especially we've got great support from independent booksellers. It's on the Indie Next list, which is the list that independent booksellers put together, and they've been great and very supportive. And we'll be doing a tour So next week I start touring, and I'll be all over the country. And so if people stop by, you can find the tour information on my website, just on darylgregory.com.
Okay.
And it's right there on the first page. And I'll be in Texas and Florida and Denver and
Any
everywhere.
chance the Gulf Coast, New Orleans?
Texas is as close as I'm getting.
Okay.
My apologies.
No, it's all good. We try to drag everybody down here, so, All right, well, good deal. And look, obviously with writing like this, you need to be on everybody's watch list for new stuff. And you said DarylGregory.com. You're on Twitter as well?
Yep, Daryl Writer Guy on Twitter, because there's evidently 3 other Daryl Gregorys who got there before me. So I'll have to hunt them down at some point, but I'm Daryl Writer Guy on Twitter.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Gregory, thank you so much for taking the time. Guys, when we get back from the break, more interviews with authors, more of our book special for the summer. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Welcome to America Speaks by Zip, the polling app that lets you tell the nation what you think. Download the Zip app today. It's June 25th. Let's talk about Katy Perry, who just rated her ex-boyfriends from worst to best in bed. Are you going to Google it? 88% of men and women polled say they have zero interest in knowing about this topic. And then unicorn pizza, it's a thing. Made with rainbow dough. It's covered in colorful vanilla icing, sprinkles, and Pop Rocks. Are you going to try this? I'm not. 82% of people polled said nope. There's way too much sugar in this. And then it looks like fanny packs are back, and there's really nothing we can do about it. It's trending again. Are you going to rock this? 77% of men said no, but that's no surprise. Women are split down the middle, though. I guess some of them think, hey, if it's cute, why not? Answer all life's opinion-based questions with just one swipe. Download Zip, the polling app that lets you tell the nation what you think. In the App Store, it's free and 100% anonymous.
Food so good, you just can't stop thinking about it. Imagine ravioli stuffed with jalapeno and 3 types of cheese, fried, then smothered in a homemade Alfredo sauce. Only at Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Food so good, you just can't stop thinking about it. Imagine peeled, tail-on Gulf barbecue shrimp, swimming in butter, garlic, rosemary, and Cajun spices. Only at Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant.
Vincent Guard Service is one of the largest privately owned security companies in the Southeast. Vincent has been providing security in the New Orleans metro area since 1963. We are family-owned and operated. Contact Vincent at 525-0591 or visit our website at vincentguard.com.
I'm Chef Alon Shaya, and I love being a tourist right here in Louisiana. It's easy to do thanks to LouisianaTravel.com. Whether it's a day trip outside of town to try a new restaurant or a 3-day outdoor adventure with the family, LouisianaTravel.com has all the trip ideas and planning tools you'll need. So log on, explore a great state, and pick your passion in Louisiana. Visit LouisianaTravel.com.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Office of Tourism and this station.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com/shop and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com/shop.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out our website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
Now, back to the Week in Geek with local celebrity Brian Held, hashtag LCBH. Here are your hosts, local celebrity Brian Held, and that other guy, what's his name again?
This is Brian Held with the Week in Geek radio show on News Talk 99.5 WRNO, and I'm joined by Miss Callie Bates, author of The Waking Land. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. So we were sent a advanced reader's copy of this wonderful book, and I have to say I got such an impression like this has elements of the Renaissance, but tied in with this sort of medieval Celtic mysticism and magic. Tell me about creating this world.
Yeah, so The Waking Land is a little smidge more modern in terms of the era I took it from. It's definitely that Celtic feel and a little bit more 18th century. So if you're versed at all in Scottish history or Irish history, you'll notice I stole some inspiration from Bonnie Prince Charlie and the rebellion of 1745 and so forth. But I also wanted to give it, of course, a fantasy spin. So the big introduction that I added to kind of what we already have in the real world is magic, and magic being forbidden, and witch hunters going after witches and subduing sorcerers. So that was I was just kind of stealing inspiration from the real world and tying it into this fantasy.
Well, no, and that's definitely how it works. Now, tell me about Lady Ilana. Tell me about your protagonist.
So Ilana is a hostage. She is stolen from her parents at age 5, and her father had started a revolution against the king, which failed, and she's taken hostage basically for his good behavior. And she grows up really identifying with her captors, so she basically has Stockholm syndrome. And she also wants to be a botanist, which kind of comes out of the magic that she has, which is a nature magic. And again, that's something that she is forbidden from doing. And so she is repressing this nature magic. At the same time, she is very curious about it and wants to see where it would lead her if she could. And so when she is framed for murdering the king, who dies by mushroom poisoning, she has to run back to her homeland, and she is actually taken in by her father's men. And she has a very hard time kind of overcoming the Stockholm syndrome and her experience of being taught that the way of her captors is the way things are, that their history is not true the way she's been taught it. And it, I think, takes her a fairly realistic period of time to come around to understanding the truth of her history.
Well, and you have such powerful characters in this book, and it's woven together so well, and yet this is your debut novel. I mean, how long have you been writing? How did you get into this?
Thank you. I started writing when I was a kid, around age 10. And I like to say that I started out writing Count Chocula, which is a kind of serial fan fiction, because I saw this commercial, and there were a bunch of kids who were going into a haunted house, and I was like, I could write a version of this without the vampire. And so I kind of did write my own fantasy version of that, and it was the first moment. I had always been a voracious reader, but I realized that I could, write novels as well as read them. So I've been writing since I was a teen, and took writing classes all through college. And The Waking Land is just basically the first novel I finished that was of publishable level. And kind of got in with cold querying a literary agent, and here we are.
No, that's fantastic. Now, writing is not all that you do, and I have to ask, what is a certified harp therapist?
So, as a certified harp therapist, I am trained to go into hospitals and nursing homes and places like that. I take a small therapy harp that I can kind of carry around strapped over my body. I look like one of those old troubadours with the harp, wandering around. So this Irish bard theme is definitely present in my life. But anyway.
Nice.
So I go into hospitals and nursing homes, and I'm trying to play one-on-one with different patients. I play in group settings as well, and the idea is that our music helps to facilitate a greater state of relaxation and facilitate healing and so forth. But I'm pretty much trained to be in any kind of healing circumstance. So it's really amazing work, and it's always incredible to be in a room with somebody and just really feel the energy change. It's really instantaneously gratifying in a way that writing is not. So I'm really glad that I am able to do the harp work as well.
No, that's fantastic. And music is such a healing element for many. And that's an incredible thing that you do. Outstanding.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to do it.
So I have to ask, what's next on the plate? Is this going to be a series now, or where are we going?
Yes, The Waking Land is the first in a trilogy. So I'm just finishing up book 2, and I believe I'm allowed to talk about it a little bit. It's called The Memory of Fire, and it is with a different narrator, and I don't want to give too much away, but if you get to the end of the book, you might have a sneaking suspicion in the epilogue that he will be narrating book 2.
Definitely. So how can folks out there keep up with you? Because I definitely want to find out about the next book. This was too good not to get the whole trilogy. So, social media, website, all that good stuff.
Sure, you can definitely follow me on Twitter, which is at Callie Words. And I'm the same on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram, which is Callie_Bates. And I have a website, which is CallieBates.com. And yeah, one of those places will definitely have some updates and fun stuff and anything you could want. I'm happy to be in contact with people and let me know what you think of the book.
Fantastic. And that's The Waking Land. And I'm assuming all the normal places, booksellers everywhere, Amazon, all that good stuff?
Yes, absolutely. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, IndieBound, wherever books are sold.
Well, Ms. Bates, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us all about this fantastic book. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Guys, stay tuned. When we get back from this short commercial break, we're going to close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
The New Orleans Baby Cakes are back June 22nd through the 25th. Thursday, enjoy $2 beers courtesy of Budweiser. Friday, it's Miami night with a vacation giveaway to Miami and get a VIP experience with the Miami Marlins. Saturday, June 24th, it's Star Wars night with a Death Star baseball giveaway for the first 1,000 fans courtesy of Take 5 Oil. A specialty jersey auction brought to you by Pet Care Center and fireworks presented by ABC Insurance and WWL TV. Get your tickets now at cakesbaseball.com.
This is a Crime Stoppers Most Wanted Alert.
Crime Stoppers is asking you to speak up if you can help us locate this person responsible for the December 6th fatal shooting of Jaron Johnson, who was a passenger in a Silver Altima located in the 2600 block of General Collins Street. Anyone with information on Jaron Johnson's murder is urged to speak up and call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111 or download our free Tip Submit app. You can remain anonymous and earn a $2,500 cash reward. Take a stand. Speak up with Crime Stoppers.
Hi, I'm Kelly Clarkson, and I've toured the country dozens of times, and there's one thing I see everywhere: childhood hunger. The sad truth is that 17 million kids struggle with it. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers up surplus food and gets it to hungry kids. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
To help solve hunger in your community and to find your local food bank, visit feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Stay prepared this hurricane season with this Stormwatch tip from News Talk 99.5 WRNO and Interstate Batteries.
If you wait for when a storm is knocking on your back door to have supplies ready, you're already too late. Now is the time to stock up on what you need to survive, not just through the storm, but whatever happens after the rain stops. The National Weather Service recommends having enough non-perishable food, water, and medicine to last each person in your family for a minimum of 1 week. Don't forget extra cash, a battery-powered radio, and flashlights, along with a portable crank or solar-powered USB charger for your phone. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel.
Expect the best. Prepare for the worst. It's important that your family is ready for hurricane season, and Interstate Batteries is here to help you power through the storm. The Kenner Interstate Battery Team at 110 West Airline Highway near the airport is on hand to help your family stay safe during severe weather. Remember, expect the best. Prepare for the worst at Interstate Batteries in Kenner.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktitans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com/shop and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com/shop.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Autobots, transform and roll out.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. This is your host, D Squared with
Brian Held.
And who else we have in the studio there?
Who do we got in the studio?
Cyber Ernie.
Cyber Ernie,
hey, man.
Yes.
All the way in from Dallas to visit with us.
He took a left turn at Albuquerque or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, follow Bugs Bunny. Always a bad thing.
So he is the guy who maintains all of our Facebook and all of our social media. He is our social media guru. Is that how we say it?
Yes.
That's how you say it anyway.
Well, yes.
But yes, a big thanks to you for all the fantastic stuff you put on the Facebook page. So guys, if you do follow us on Facebook and you love the content, that's all this man right here.
And if you hate the content, it's totally him too.
Yep. Nope. Yep. Those are the ones that are Dave's ideas.
Yeah, those are usually bad ones. That's all I'm good for.
But I was hoping that we'd have a little bit extra to talk about. Ernie, you are a writer as well, right?
Yes, I do that on occasion.
Yes.
Got a couple of books that are still out. One on Lulu Press. You can find Monster Mayhem, an anthology of monstrous proportions.
Right.
And When the Sun Sees Its Shadow, for creative suffering from dealing with depression.
Right.
Very powerful little book in itself. All the proceeds from that go to charity, and you can find that on Amazon.com or through Pro Se Productions.
And you've got a short story in that one.
Yes.
Yeah. So and of course I know you can't talk about it, but he has more stuff coming down the pike.
Right. I've sometime this year. I don't have any hard dates on it, and anthologies always are subject to more change. I should be in about 4 different anthologies.
Jesus.
Coming out. And
how the hell do you have time to maintain our site and write?
Lots and lots of coffee.
There we go.
So you do have an author's blog, right?
Yes.
What's that site for folks?
Ernest Russell, WordPress.com.
Okay.
And you can also find me on Facebook. Ernest Russell's my author page.
Okay.
You can find me there. And I am working on a book right now, though I can't really talk much about it.
Right. No, that's cool.
So.
That's cool. It's awesome.
Fine.
We'll have you back on when you're ready to talk about it.
Yep.
Right.
And you'll be able to find me later, hopefully later on at Contraflow and this year here in New Orleans again.
Nice.
And I'll be at panelist at MCFC in November. Check out their website.
Why is it always at the literary conventions I'm totally hammered?
Because you got a problem.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense now.
Yeah. All right.
Well, as always, though, since Cyber Ernie's here, we strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio, and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you missed any part of tonight's show or you want to hear your favorite part again, you can always catch us on Spreaker.com or download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, the iHeartRadio app, and at WRNO.com.
That is correct.
Yep.
All right, are we ready to do This Week in Geek History?
Yes, sir.
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future! Yes! Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Dun-na-na, dun-na-na. Wow. All right, Brian.
All right. First one on the list, very timely one, too, is June 19th, 2001. Neil Gaiman publishes his novel, American Gods, about gods and mythological beings.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you caught up?
I am totally caught up.
So how many episodes left?
It's like none.
Oh,
They're
it's none?
done.
It's already done?
Season is finished.
Son of a biscuit.
And according to my wife, who has read the book and is re-listening to the audiobook, they're on about chapter 4 or 5. So
in the series, like they've only done 4 chapters on the TV from the book?
Yes, that is correct.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of ground left to cover.
Is it just the one book?
Yes.
Good Lord, how many seasons they can plan on making out of one book?
I'm not.
This better not be some stupid Hobbit trilogy.
Look, I'm not going to complain. They have fluffed out the material a little bit. But Neil Gaiman is an executive producer on the show, so it's all with his blessing. And
well, that's fine.
It's fantastic, Dave. Catch up.
Look, that's fine. No, as long as I like it when the authors are part of the executive producer and the decision making, as opposed to, hey, we bought your book and we're going to go ruin your dream.
Yes,
we're going to slowly kill you by inches. Right. Remember your favorite character? Yeah, we cut him out. Remember the protagonist? Yeah, we killed him too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's next?
All right, you remember the thing I asked you to set up for me?
Not a clue in the world.
All right, June 20th, 1963. The red telephone linking the heads of state of the Soviet Union and the United States is established following the Cuban Missile Crisis. That phone.
That phone. It sounds like the bat phone. Adam West, wherever you are, answer the damn phone, Adam. Oh, Adam West, I miss you.
I think actually that one was from Bond.
Which one?
One of them.
I don't know. This doesn't sound like the Man from U.N.C.L.E. thing or Get Smart.
Yeah, it could be
that
too.
How many stupid Cold War TV shows did we have?
Right, that's true.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. God, that with Henry Cavill, Superman, the Man from U.N.C.L.E., that was... God, man. Somebody just needs to drag Superman out and put a kryptonite bullet in his head.
Oh, geez. All right, the next item I have actually ties into one of our birthdays later on. On June 21st, 1979. Sony announces the Walkman tape player to the public in Japan.
And it exploded.
It
did explode. What was it?
I remember my first Walkman, and it was a cheap. It was like the Paceman, because it wasn't a Walkman.
Right.
It was like the Paceman. It was
right.
It was terrible. It was red, and remember the horrible earphones? It was just a piece of like styrofoam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But what's crazy is in less than a month after the announcement, the Walkman completely sold out because they got celebrities on board to kind of promote it, and within 10 years they sold another 50 million, and the word Walkman is listed in the Oxford English Dictionary as a term synonymous with a cassette player. How cool.
Yes,
yes,
that is.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Sure.
June 22nd, 1979.
Is it related to the Walkman?
Is
it the
not.
boombox?
No.
Okay.
The software company Infocom is founded by a group of programmers from the Dynamic Modeling Group at the Massachusetts Institution of Technology.
I have not. You lost me after like the third big word you said.
It's Infocom. It's a software company.
Smart man.
And they had a product called Cornerstone, which eventually bankrupted them. But you would know them.
What is going on?
Listen to what the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Okay.
You would know them.
Okay.
Because they also made the Zork series and the Leather Goddesses of Phobos. If you remember those text adventures way back in the day, there you go. You see, if you just had to wait for it, Dave, you had to open your mouth.
Shall we play a game?
All right, fine. Zork.
Okay. Next one I got is for you to guess.
Damn it.
June 23rd, 1976. Directed by Michael Anderson, starring Michael York, Richard Jordan, Jenny Agutter, and Farrah Fawcett.
I have not a single clue what. I didn't know any of these people except Farrah Fawcett. Is it 10?
It's not. It's Logan's Run.
Oh, my God. That was a horrible movie.
Oh, come on. It was good for the time.
For the time, I was 1 year old. What does it matter? I didn't go to the theaters to see it. If I did, I was not aware of seeing it. It was a stupid movie. I mean, I've seen it before. I mean, the little robot guy, it looks like they just kind of had some sheet metal and some, like, ducting as his arms, like, I am going to save you. Good God.
Let's see. The last one on my list, June 24th, 1987. Sees the release of Mel Brooks's Spaceballs.
Spaceballs!
Yes.
Watch out! It was such a great movie.
I really hope we get a sequel to that one.
You know, I kind of initially I was against it, but you know what? It's Mel Brooks. I mean, we just talked about it last week. He hasn't really gotten a home run in quite some time, so he's due.
He is.
So maybe maybe the Spaceballs, the sequel. Well,
maybe
be
so.
good. Who knows?
Birthdays. On the 19th, Zoe Saldana.
Oh,
Gamora.
yeah.
Yes. On the 20th, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the 21st, related to the Sony Walkman, it's Chris Pratt.
Pratt.
Yes. On the 22nd, Bruce Campbell.
Oh, that's the man. That is. Oh, wait, here you go.
You found me beautiful one.
Honey, you got real ugly.
First you want to kiss me, now you want to kill me.
On the 23rd, Josh Whedon, and the 24th, Peter Weller.
All right,
RoboCop.
so yeah, right. All right, so Joss Whedon is redoing the reshoots for Justice League, right?
Isn't he? Is it Justice League? I know he's tapped on to Batgirl.
Yeah, no, I mean he's doing the reshoots because your boys.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yes.
All right. Well, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know.
Hopefully
man.
it goes well.
I at some point I'm gonna have to get off the DC train because it's killing me. It's killing me, Smalls.
Yeah,
it's killing me.
It's all good.
All right, what the hell are we talking about next week?
Good news, everyone.
I am still working on some scheduling right now. We don't have our guest confirmed just yet. But
what do I pay you for?
You.
That's right, I don't. My bad. You get paid? What?
Yeah. So, guys,
all right, yes.
We are going to have an action-packed show, as always, next week. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and MechaCon is coming up in August? No,
it's July 24th, if I'm not mistaken. But let me see how fast I can pull up our schedule.
Well, don't worry about it. All right, so Cyber Ernie, once again, thanks for coming in, man. Buy Ernie's books. If you don't, we'll know because Ernie is tapped in.
MechaCon is the weekend of July 29th.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes.
God bless the internet.
Yes.
All right, guys. So as always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. All right, Brian, where else can people find our show?
Spreaker.com, iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio app, and at WRNO.com.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
So sweet, but it makes
Your new home for Walton and Johnson. News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans, an iHeart radio station.